All right, so this is Jamaican snow. There she is. It's pretty nice. I mean, I don't exactly know what to say about it, but everything that I did to it, I don't want to sound cheap, but I did do it on the cheap. The paint job, everyone knows Mako for having the cheapest paint jobs, cheaper than a Mako paint job. It was awesome. I took it to a just independent body shop, and this like pagan biker guy who works in there, we pitched him the idea and he loved it, and he painted the whole thing. He gutted out the insides. The insides originally, here, let me show you the inside. The inside originally was wall-to-wall shelving, just big metal wall-to-wall shelves here, and all like over the floor. There were compartments everywhere, and they were bolted down into the van. So he gutted the entire thing. There was a cage behind the seats. He ripped the cage out, and then he painted it. And here's what was even cooler. He sealed off this door. There was no window originally. And we went to Home Depot. He pretty much told us, just go to Home Depot, buy a basement window. We bought a basement window. We gave it to him. He knew what to do. He just placed the basement window in, and this is how I sell snow cones now. He put on my little shelf for me, made me my flavor sign. He really hooked up the van. It was nice. And very cheap and inexpensive. But don't anybody get any ideas on doing a Jamaican snow of their own. I own all rights to it, so don't get any ideas. Then the decals. All of the decals, I designed the whole layout for the decals and everything on my own in Photoshop. I pretty much just took a picture of a van off of Google and started laying out stuff on top of it. I sent off the design to, I forget the name of the people that did the decals, but I sent it off to this business out in Maryland, and they loved the idea. They ran with it. They did my decals. They even came up with the logo, actually, for the little Jamaican snow cone, the little snow cone with the Rasta hat. They did that themselves, which I thought was a beautiful touch. And once again, they did it on the cheap too. It was really inexpensive. They wanted me to wrap the entire van, but that was going to just drain me, and I would have been in so much debt wrapping the whole van. But they decided to just cut out the decals and slap it on, and it was pretty awesome. So that's that for the outside. The inside of the van was probably my favorite part, getting it done. This is just a vinyl floor, pretty much anything anybody would just put in like a bathroom or a kitchen. Underneath of it is just plywood. And here is what the original flooring looked like. Pretty much my Uncle Rick, he is like a master craftsman. And when I showed him the inside of the van, his gears started turning and he knew what to do right away. He cut out a floor, one big plywood floor for the whole inside of the van, laid it down, got the vinyl flooring, laid that down, and then he built the box and shelving unit for my flavors, my ice, all my stuff, and my battery. He built the little stand for my ice shaver, the piece of equipment I was telling you guys about earlier. Built the little stand underneath of it. He hooked me up with my little wheelie chair, which is probably my favorite piece of furniture I think I've ever owned. That thing is so comfortable. And this was like, the inside was really like the finishing touches. I know it looks like a mess right now, but when it was done, it was spotless, and it looked like, for those of you who know a little bit of MTV history, it looked like I had just gotten out of like Pimp My Ride. it was amazing. It was just really, really great. Great stuff. Alright, one thing I forgot to mention was the awesome sound system that I was hooked up with from a little plug here from Audio Jam in Governor Square. It's a little bit past Fox Run. Those guys really, really hooked me up. They had never done anything like an ice cream truck before, and when they heard that they were doing an ice cream truck, they totally ripped out all of the old kind of crappy system that I had, put in this, and then they gave me this, which I forget what it does, but it makes the sound absolutely amazing. And then they ran the cables for my outdoor speakers through this, and then outside on the roof I have a big horn that projects, and not only that, but I have Bose speakers, outdoor speakers, up on the roof, which you can't get any better really than Bose. Bose is just phenomenal. So that's a whole nother story.